Hey, welcome back here. Let's troubleshoot. So we have so I have two VMs on Azure. I have multiple VMs, but I keep removing them. I keep deleting them and bringing them back for testing purposes. Of course, this is a lab, a student. This is a student account. And what I did was I did the shutdown, auto shutdown. As this is not new, but this is something to save your compute charges, especially when you get a student account. And you can apply this to the real world too, because you want to save, right? The whole point of this is saving money and keeping up with your cost. Of course, as a network admin or a cloud admin, you're not going to be looking at the cost, but it might be part of your job. I don't know. Your reporting your resources, compute charging or charges. So let's get to it. So what I did was I created an automation here so it can shut down. So my VM, and of course you're gonna be creating a shutdown, like a power shutdown on your. If you're not using it like a scheduled task, if you're not using it, and of course if that VM or that server is not a server that's needed around the clock, right? Something you need for a couple hours, and then they work on it, and I don't know, they're doing some type of data raw, pulling out data and transferring it, whatever they do. But you got to make sure that it's not being around the clock like a DC. So this is an example. So I did a shutdown, a task shutdown. So it shuts down every night at midnight, and it comes back at 6 a.m. So and it's down from Saturday and Sundays when the users don't use it. So here is my automation, and then I also did the power shutdown, and let's go into it. Where is it? Right here, auto shutdown. So it's on. I turned it off right now because I was coming back to it. So the point of this video was if you turn it off, you got to remember that Azure deallocates your resources. So if whatever you're running on, if you have your for example, my VM here, it's let's go back to the VM real quick. My VM is running. It's at the location is at West US 2 Zone 2, and I have a NIC. I have it's a standard DC1, which is DC1 and DC2. Is more for like V3, V2. It's more for like labs, because it's always getting delocated. So if you see here, my size, everything is here, 8 gigs. So this gets allocated to like on a pool when it's shut down, right? And the whole point is so I don't get charges. But now that I'm in the window of that shutdown, but I want to test something, for whatever reason somebody needs to log into the server Saturday morning, and you say okay, and you start it back up, and then you get this error message, and don't tell me it's not gonna. Well, I was getting this error message. Look at this. Okay, you see the error message right now. So I was getting this fail to start machine, blah blah blah, capacity, because it doesn't have nothing. So this is a standard message you get because you don't have anything, right? So what I did was, and it's already running. What I did was I went to size. It tells you right there. So I went to size, and I kind of jumped the gun, but I had to because I picked one up. So I went into connect. Where's size at? Disks. No, let me bring it up more. We can just put size here. And then it should give us the size. Okay. Size, not site. Okay, here it goes right here. Size under availability scale. I went here. It already started up. So then I started looking for one that's available. DC two. That was not available. Let me see. Let me go through it again. In other words, you can start looking for two B2. Nope. Okay, so let's see what's available right now. So here we have these that are available. Get quota. So all these sizes. See this one. This one's not available. But in other words, you have to go through this and just take a little bit of time to get your sizes back because otherwise, otherwise it's not gonna start up. So here goes D2, B3, if you wanted that, or B4. In other words, the best stabled one are B3 version 5. For labs, you use a lot of V3s. B4 and B5 are more stable. They have more resources and they're more stable. But it all depends on your region. So hopefully this helps out something. And I'm going to show this error message again. Failed to start. Remember, come to your size, your scale size, and find the one that's available. You might not find the one that's available for you right away. So you have to go through, like, for example, mine was D2 or D3 V4, but you can start from B2 D2 and then go down to E2 or B2 E2, and then go from there until you find someone that's available that fits your lab size. You don't want to go that deep because it's a lab, but in the real world, of course, depending on what the budget is. All right, hopefully this helps somebody.